Hi, Jeremy here from the Golfing Curriculum with today an explanation of what the golf curriculum is all about and why you need to learn and practice and be really skillful at the 20 shots that the game demands that you play on virtually every round. Before we get into it, some of you may know me as a trick shot artist. I'm also a switch hitter. I've learned the game twice, once left-handed and once right-handed. Started as a right-hander, my best score was 1 under. I switched to left-handed, my best score is 6 under. I've had 9 holes in 1, 7 left-handed, 2 right-handed. So having learned the game twice and having taught for 35 years and also being one of the world's leading trick shot artists, I feel like I'm in a really good position to talk to you about what you need to improve your game. Now, everybody knows that golf is really difficult, but it can be made easier if we cover off all the skills we need. I've talked about the 20 shots in the introduction. Well, what are they? Well, it's really simple. It's nothing complicated. You need to be able to do the following. Hole a short putt, 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet. That's the first shot. Long putting. You need to be able to lag putt. Tiger and Jack were brilliant at this, gave them again a really competitive advantage. You've got to be skillful from long range, and I mean by that from 30 to 60 feet. 30 feet is not a long putt, it's only 10 yards. Pretty much anybody can 2-putt from there. Once you get beyond that, golfers start to miss. Third shot, little chip and run from the side of the green. Doesn't matter what club, maybe an 8-iron, maybe a pitching wedge, maybe even a sand wedge, depends on the situation, but you need to be a good chipper. Again, don't waste shots around the greens by being bad at that. Short pitching over the bunker. At my club they call that the NITB, which stands for not in the bunker yet. Medium length pitching, so short pitch would be that length of swing with a sand wedge or a lob wedge, maybe 10 o'clock. Medium pitches, 30 yards, 40 yards, and then what I call the L swing, which would give you 50, 60, 70, 80 yards and some great distance control on your wedges. Now, to attack those flags after a great drive, or to rescue a score when you've been in the trees and had to bunt out. Bunker shots, good lie. Bunker shots, bad lie. 4 kinds of full swing shots: wedges, middle irons, longer irons, and rescues and fairway woods. They're pretty much the same thing. And of course, tee shots with the club that you're all fascinated by, the driver. That is just one of the 20. After that, we've got shots out of deep rough, a low shot under the trees or into the wind. You've got to be able to deal with that situation. 4 kinds of sloping lies and deliberate hooks and slices, maybe out the trees, or if you're advanced, then to attack a right pin or a left pin with an according shape, like the pros do. Again, the last 2, a little bit more advanced, but actually not beyond the scope of even the average golfer with good instruction. So why am I telling you all of this? Well, because you are all focused on the swing rather than developing skill in these departments. It's a really important key. Yes, swing is important. You need certain amounts of technique, but if you don't have mastery of all the shots that you need to get around, then your scores will be punished in a disproportionate way. If you can't get out of a bunker, if you can't chip, if you can't hole a 3-footer, if your long putting's no good, if you can't find a fairway, all of these things are required. And if you can't play, it's not like tennis where you can walk around a backhand and hit a forehand. If you can't play these shots, you'll be punished accordingly by the very nature of the game, which says every shot counts equally. So what does this mean? Well, it means you probably need to spend your practice time differently. 2/3 of the game is less than a half swing, so that would be a great place to start. 1/3 putting, 1/3 short game, and 1/3 long game. Divide your practice into 20 segments of 5 minutes each, then you've got, you're on quite a nice time, quite a lengthy practice session, but you've practiced the whole game. Go for lessons on your weaknesses. Everybody wants to have lessons on driver. Well, if you're a great driver, go and work on your wedges. Go and work on your putting. Practice at home from 3 feet and on a carpet, and make sure that your putting stroke really is as good as you can make it. You need instruction on all of these departments. A lesson is absolutely not just do this and everything will be fine. There is far more to this game than that, and actually, that's why we love it. It's really difficult, and if you have a great round, you feel like you've really accomplished something. But the best way to consistency and to be a better version of the player that you already are is to learn these 20 shots properly and get some help Yeah, nobody does everything on their own or anything on their own, and actually that's the purpose of this channel. What you will find are different playlists for each of the different departments, and I know this works. I've had fantastic success with people who weren't very good golfers, but they were great learners. What they did was they just kept showing up. But you have to take the long-term view. It's essential. You can't learn, let's say, a musical instrument in half an hour and expect to go and play a tune. And with golf, it's the same thing. You need to learn all the notes, all the chords, all the sequences, all the throwing patterns. I know this. I actually learned the guitar when I was 50, and I'm in a band. So in that sense, I was a reasonably good learner. Good learners listen, then they practice, then they repeat the whole cycle. So to be good at golf, you don't have to start off as a good golfer, but you do have to be a good learner. This is what my golfing curriculum is all about. Learn the 20 shots. It says so on my cap. You can book a lesson with me at Feldon Valley. You can have a lesson online, or you can simply watch this channel. And there will be a course coming soon for the whole curriculum, which you'll be able to buy. Brilliant. I hope this explanation of how to learn golf makes sense to you. You can start off with a free download on my website. The link is in the description, and I hope you enjoy it, hope it's useful. But remember, there are 19 other shots. I will see you next time for another one of them on the golfing curriculum.